Hi everybody, welcome back to Arma Reforger, and I'm incredibly excited to say that the devs have fixed the gamepad controls on what otherwise has become an absolutely amazing game, an amazing experience. I know it's been a long journey and it's coming for some criticism, but gamepad finally works in a way that is similar to many other games. So when you're playing on Xbox, or when this comes to PlayStation, or if you like playing like I do, like playing with the gamepad on PC, you've now got controls that are similar and are as good as they are on many other shooters like PUBG, Battlefield, Call of Duty, all that sort of stuff. They've gone for an industry standard, which is absolutely fantastic. But even if you don't like the industry standard, controls are now remappable for keyboard and mouse and gamepad. So you can change the controls to whatever you like. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to run you through some of these changes. And if you're familiar with Reforger and you've been like struggling with the controls, ever since release, because it has been a struggle, because without a doubt, and I know the devs won't mind me saying this, Reforger had probably the worst gamepad bindings of any game I've ever played. It has been absolutely atrocious, but now it is absolutely fantastic. Now, at the moment, this is only in the experimental build. So on Xbox, if you download the experimental version, on PC, you download the experimental version, you can start playing around with this. And I think there's still some fine tweaking to do, and I might show you some of those things as well. But what we'll do to start off, we will just go through some of the basic changes. So one of the worst things with Reforger was that in order to change your weapon, you used to have to press 2 buttons. Now you don't. All I do is I tap Y on my Xbox controller, that would be triangle on PlayStation, and there you go, and we're swapping between my M16, and then we've got my sniper rifle, and then all I do is double tap Y, that would be double tap triangle on PlayStation, and I've got my pistol out. Look at that. Press Y again, we're back to the M16, we can even do it while we're going sideways. So easy. What used to happen is you used to have to run along, stop, you used to have to press like right on the D-pad and something else, but now it's just like PUBG. I think Call of Duty the same, Battlefield, it's all the same. Nice and easy. Get that pistol out for that quick thing when you're running out of ammo. Press and hold X to reload, which is a standard thing, and then we can go back to our M16. Press and hold the top right shoulder button. Is that R1, I think, or RB? And then we get the free look, so we can look round. If we press and hold the options button, or the button with the 3 lines on, press and hold it, we then go into first person. And then we've got a nice, easy free look there. Absolutely fantastic. Tap Y, there we are, back to the sniper. Double tap Y, back to the pistol. Hold X to reload, or that would be square on PlayStation. Y, back to there. Oh, so good. Okay, let's go back to third person so we can kind of see what's going on. So if we tap right on the D-pad, that takes us to our inventory, but you're not really going to be in that very often. We can press B to come out of that. If you press and hold right on the D-pad, this then brings you the quick wheel, and you then use your right stick to scroll around and then press your right trigger to select what you want. So let's say I want a grenade, I'll scroll around to that and I press grenade. So now, there we go. So you can see if I press and hold the options button, go to third person, there is my grenade ready to use. Now you can repin grenades as well, but I'll have to do a full video where I go through all the controls. So we can do that, and then we can press and hold right, and we could choose a smoke grenade instead. Now something that's a little bit janky at the moment, I think probably needs a little bit more work, is your character does have a right and a left hand, which can cause a little bit of confusion when you have something in your left hand as well. So let's say we pick up the morphine injector. So now I'm ready to help one of my injured colleagues with the morphine injector. However, in my right hand I've still got my smoke grenade, which is good. But the problem this leads to is, if you go to the first person, if I now try and select my frag grenade, you'll see that I can't. I've still got the smoke grenade in my hand. If I now press Y to change weapons, I then change back to the smoke grenade, and now I can change to the frag grenade. So we're going to have to watch out for that. I'm not sure, is it a bug or is it a feature? I'm not quite sure. What I know though is that I would expect if I have one thing in my hand, like a smoke grenade, I would be able to change to a frag grenade without having to sort of unequip one. And then press Y, back to my M16. How cool is that? What other thing can I show you as well? Let's go back to third person. So let's just use the free look. So now if you double tap your left stick in, you'll go to kind of an easy position like that, which is nice and easy. In fact, I'll tell you what, the first position actually, if you just click in your left stick once, you go to like high ready, I think that's called. Then double click it, and then you go to relaxed, and then you have to aim down sight to bring it back up. I think this is probably going to be to do with stamina, probably eventually, because there is kind of a hidden stamina in the game, isn't there, at the moment? But you don't really get to see it, but you can do that. You can still put your weapon on safety, but I can't remember how to do that. If you lie down, so that's still the same, so press and hold B, that would be circle when it comes to PlayStation. And then if you're going left or right, and then you click in the left stick, that's when you do a roll. Oh, I almost forgot one of the best things. So if we're aim down sight now, right click makes you lean right, left click makes you lean left, and you stay there. The thing that needs to be worked on though, that doesn't seem to work at the moment, is you can't on controller do a lean when you're soft aimed in so when you're in third person, I can't lean like I can on keyboard. So for example, if I lean forward and I'll just go on my keyboard, see how I can lean like that to lean around corners in third person, but I can't do that on gamepad that I can see. I tried rebinding it, but that didn't work. But all these things that I'm talking about that I'm not quite sure about, like the grenade thing and the leaning thing, I will be going on the feedback tracker and leaving little notes there as well. And so I'll put a link to the feedback track as well, so to give you an idea of how to do it. So you can go there and you can just put this feedback in, because you know, this is feedback is the breakfast of champions, and I think the fact that we can now do this, it's so good. The fact that you'll be able to jump out of a vehicle or jump out of a helicopter, and you'll immediately have access to, you know, your full weapons, just like they do on, because the thing to remember is it's on mouse and keyboard, it is instant. You know, it's one button press. You know, it's 1, 2 or 3 to access your weapons, and this is the way it should be. Before we go, what I'll also do now is let me show you a little bit of rebinding. So one of the things that they do is that you can have, if you tap your left trigger, that toggles aim down sight. So I'm not holding my left trigger there, or I can pull my left trigger and hold it down there. Now you might not like toggle. It might not be something that you like. I know some people don't like it, because sometimes it means you go into ADS and it's like you're stuck in ADS, and you release the trigger and you think, oh, I don't like that. So I'm actually in Game Master, but it'll be the same in the game. So you just go to Settings, and then we'll go to Controls, and then we'll go to Weapon, and we'll come down to what we were looking at is aim, wasn't it? Reload, repin. There's repin grenade. There, Y repin grenade. Toggle weapon safety. Click left stick with left on D-pad. Aiming down sights, toggle. There we go. So what I can do there is, if I just press X, that unbinds that now. If I wanted to bind it to something else, I press A, and then I would just press. Say I could do that again, and I could apply, but I could apply it to anything else. So let's unbind that. So that is now unbound. So it means when I tap my left trigger now, it doesn't go into ADS. So whenever I release my left trigger, it immediately comes out of ADS, that's the way I like it. You know, I like to be able to do that, so I don't accidentally get stuck in ADS. But I mean, there we go. Well done, Reforger Devs. You've sorted this game out for many people by doing this, and I'm so excited now for Arma 4, because we've got the controller scheme, and we can build on it, because there are plenty of spaces still left on the controller that we can play around with. Look at these animations, aren't they brilliant? And so I'm full of absolute excitement for the future of Arma Reforger. And of course Arma 4, which is what we're looking forward to. And then come on, let's give us whatever the next version of DayZ is when it comes on this amazingly beautiful engine. Anyway, that's enough from me. Thank you very much, Arma Devs. And actually, one more thing I will say is that a lot of this changes that have happened as part of Arma Reforger, and I know particularly because of the changes to the gamepad controls, have come through feedback from players. So this proves that if you give constructive feedback to devs, especially Bohemian Interactive, they will, where they can, change the game and develop the game to make it better, if it obviously aligns with what they want to do. And one of the big things I would say to console players that we have to remember is that Bohemian Interactive are primarily a PC developer. Okay, that's where their background comes from. It's all PC games. So we need to help them through the feedback tracker, giving them constructive feedback about the way that the game plays differently on console, and especially when it comes to controls, so that they can understand these differences. And to a dev that's played all his first-person or her first-person shooters on keyboard and mouse, and they wouldn't even dream of picking up a controller to play a game. They just don't have the experience. It's unfair to expect them to. Whereas, people who've been playing Call of Duty and Battlefield all of their lives on Gamepad, we need to give them that feedback. Anyway, that's enough from me. I've waffled on for long enough. Thank you very much. If you've enjoyed the video, hit like. Once you're on the same, press subscribe. Of course, I'll see you all again soon.